And I think that once you recognize that nobody really knows what they're doing, it's really freeing, just to be like, okay, like I think it's really easy to get caught up in the fear of like, is this good enough? I don't have the knowledge. I don't have this. I don't have that. Instead of just going after the feeling and going after what feels right and what feels like what you're meant to be doing.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another awesome episode of SongLab Live. Today I have two phenomenal guests with me, and what we're going to do is pass the camera off to that side and let them introduce themselves, and we're going to get into a conversation. What is up? What's up, y'all?
Hello.
Thank you for joining me today and coming on our show.
No problem.
Really appreciate it. Let's start with my brother right here. If you can introduce yourself.
I go by the name of Donis. I play for this young lady right here.
Welcome, Donis. Welcome,
Donis. Introduce yourself.
My name is Madison McFerrin, singer, songwriter, and producer.
Awesome. Thank you guys for joining today. Last minute kind of style with it because I literally met y'all like 10 minutes ago. Like y'all would have been on my show. Not even 24 hours, but y'all are on a tour right now. Is that what's...
I'm opening up for Jamila Woods for 6 dates, and this was show number 3.
Oh, awesome. And what's that experience been like for you?
It's been cool.
Yeah.
Just being able to travel with some homies and play shows and just have a good time.
Yeah, that's awesome. I like to start with what I call like your superhero origin story of like how you became a creative and what's your experience like, where you started from. So we can start with you. Is it Jamil?
No, Jamila Woods is who.
Oh, okay. That's who you opened her for.
Yeah.
What was your name again?
My name is Donis.
Donis. It's in my memory.
I'm also a singer, songwriter, and also a musician. But like for now, I'm supporting my sister right now.
Yes.
But the origin story is, I come from a very musical family, her as well. But I have 5 other brothers and sisters. Shout out to y'all. And we've been growing up singing around the city of Chicago. I'm from Chicago.
Okay.
So
Midwood.
Yeah. I'm from Midwest. Midwest, you already know. So
nice.
Yeah. Just singing around the city of Chicago, and then I just fell in love with music. Like,
yeah,
it's unexplainable. Every time I talk about music, it literally makes me speechless. I don't know. I don't know the best way to put this.
Yeah, it's definitely something for me that's been like therapeutic, like in just articulating and expressing myself. Like I need an outlet, I need an outburst. If you can tell us about your upbringing in music and how you got started.
Same thing. I also come from a musical family, and it kind of wasn't even a question. Mm-hmm. I'm sure my parents would be fine with me doing whatever I wanted to do, but I decided I wanted to sing when I was 5 and just kind of went after that. It's, like Donna said, it's a thing that just like makes me happy and makes me feel really fulfilled, and I can't really imagine doing it.
Yeah. Awesome. So we here are big on collaboration. We feel like the best, not the best, but some of the best art is created when you get different people in the room, different artists, and you kind of vibe together. What's your collaboration process like? Do you guys like collaborating? What's that like for you? Because, some people will send you an MP3 and be like, right to this. Like, no, I need to be there. Like, what's collaborating like with you?
I think there are multiple forms of collaboration. I prefer, if I'm going to be writing music with somebody else, to be in the room with them if possible. Obviously, things with the pandemic made that more difficult. I write my own music, and I kind of, sometimes it's hard for me to be like, oh, I want to have other people involved in this process because it can be a very intimate thing, particularly whatever topics you're writing about and whatnot. But being able to have fun and collaborate is really great. Donis and I and his brother, we collaborated last fall and made like a really dope Christmas song. And, it's like those things just kind of happen and sparks of inspiration. And so I think that there's multiple forms of being able to, like, what it looks like to collaborate.
Yeah.
Alone on Christmas is also out, by the way.
Okay. Alone on Christmas?
Yeah, year-round bop.
It's a year-round bopper, y'all. That's what's up. So the music industry is an interesting business because you want to figure out how to dive into the lifestyle, support yourself, and for a lot of creatives, it's not the education isn't always there. So for you guys, what has been your experience in learning about the music business itself, whether that be, paperwork, publishing, royalties? Like, what knowledge have you learned or gathered, or experiences have you had, maybe good or bad, in just learning the music business?
I'll probably answer this first. Like, I'm still kind of like a beginner with this. So like, I'm gonna say this: experience is the best teacher. I'm not gonna lie, because some people can tell you one thing and then you can experience it a whole nother way. So like, just really just getting out there and just really doing it is really kind of like the best teacher for us right now, because it's like you learn as you go. You gotta learn as you go. Like,
I was gonna say pretty much the same thing. It's like trial by fire. It's like you really just gotta go at it, especially because I've been doing this professionally for 10 years now, and it's like the music industry is constantly changing. The music industry today is not the same as 3 years ago, as 5 years ago, as 8 years ago, 10, 15. Like, it is constantly evolving, and lots of times people in the industry, like on the business side of things, like they don't even really know what's happening, and so it's just kind of a free for all. Like, you got to figure it out yourself, because you can only learn so much in books, like with publishing, and like there are some standard things that it's like, you should learn how to make sure that you acquire your publishing and those situations, but a lot of it really is just by experience.
No, that's great advice. I feel like it is a trial by fire a little bit. Definitely look at other people and their experiences that they've had, so you can see where things went well with them and maybe what you do differently. That's definitely great advice. So Adonis?
Oh yeah, I just go back Donis without the
Donis. Okay, without the A. I was just making sure I knew the
body. Don't add the A.
Don't add the A. So you make songs yourself. Can you let people know like where your social media is, how they can connect with you to hear your music, and then tell us about one of your favorite songs? It can be a single that you're putting out, or what you got coming.
Honestly, you guys can actually reach me at go to my Instagram, Donis.thedon, follow me there. But also I have an EP out as well called Extended Pleasure. And I know, right?
What is that about?
Oh no, it's R&B. It's R&B.
R&B, okay.
Like, it's definitely a feel good,
Yeah.
If you chilling with your girl, definitely play it, because it's good vibes. But I think like one of my favorite songs on there is Callin', produced by my guy CJ Knows. Shout out to you, my dog. And yeah, like that was like one of like our first bangers. Like, I'm very confident up in my music, so like, I will definitely plug it.
Okay. Heck yeah, we're gonna add the link on there so people can hear click on there and check it out. Yeah, for sure. So I listened to some of your music. Very phenomenal. Was not expecting that. One of the songs that resonated with me was Utah.
That's the best one to me.
I was like, are we just driving around Utah, or are we just speeding through it? Like, it's like we got to get out of the state. Can you tell me a little bit about that song and how that creation, like how you created it?
Sure. So when the pandemic started, the CDC said that the safest way to travel was to drive and to camp. And at the time, my now ex and we were living in Brooklyn. His family's in Chicago and mine's in California. And so we decided to do a cross-country road trip. And we really enjoyed it. It was really beautiful. So we wanted to make it a bit of a tradition. So we did it again in the summer of 2021. And each time we went, we were taking different directions each time. Like we didn't do the same route even one way.
Yeah.
And it just so happened that each round trip we passed through Utah once, and each time we got into like a huge fight. And so after the second time, I was like, what is up with this? Like, this makes no sense.
What's going on with Utah?
Yeah, exactly. And so I wrote a song about it.
Yeah.
And it actually features my college band, Cosmodrome, which we hadn't played together in a really long time. And unfortunately, we recorded it separately, so we didn't get to like play it together. But it was a really fun moment to have in terms of, collaboration.
Yeah.
That was something that we hadn't done in a decade or so. So it was really fun. But as an artist and a songwriter, one of the ways that I help get out my stress and like release any pent up energy is songs.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a song that kind of resonated with me. I've been on road trips with my wife, and we're just like, is this area haunted or something? Like, what's going on? Like, the frequency here is feeling kind of...
Well, are you familiar with astrological cartography?
No. Can you explain?
Okay, so I had somebody ask me about this after hearing the song. It's essentially like if you put in your stuff, like similarly when you're looking up your chart, like your time and place that you're born, this map comes up, and I have no idea how to read it. Yeah. All I know is that it's a map and it has all these lines going around or whatever. And so this person was like, oh, you should look up your guys' maps. And so I did with both of our respective info. And with mine, there's not a single line that goes through America at all. It's just like, no America. I don't know what that means. Yeah. But then for him, there were 2 lines that like went through Nevada, like really close to Utah, So it was just like, oh, maybe there's something that's just like no bueno. And we have since separated, so maybe.
Yeah. No, Utah was trying to tell you something.
It was.
Shout out to you for making that good song, man. Hey.
Yes. So, that was a song that I really liked. Can you tell me a song that, people, if a person's researching you and getting into your music, what's the first song you would kind of point them at as far as...
I'm sorry, let me answer.
You got to answer?
Because she's the creator of the music. I don't think...
They're all my babies.
They're all her babies. And so, of course, it's going to be like that. But with me actually kind of like, just learning like her music and all of that, I think Run is like literally my favorite song.
That's a good one. I heard that one as
Run,
well. Yeah.
Run, like it speaks to her, like it speaks about her ancestors, and it not only I get a drum solo on that, but like that's neither here nor there. But that song just really sticks so close to the heart, and it's just a messenger behind it. Like that just makes
that's probably a good one too, is because when I started out, I was doing all a cappella music.
Yeah.
And then I just started producing during the pandemic, and it starts a cappella and then goes into production. So
Can you speak about how that song came about? Because I believe it's a collaboration with your family that you did on that song.
So I learned in like May 2020 that my great-great-great-grandmother escaped enslavement. And I learned this like right at that point in the early pandemic, where it was like nobody knew it was happening. I didn't know when live music was coming back, which is really how I get the majority of my joy, I would say, like performing in front of people. And so I learned this piece of information, and it really helped reignite a sense of purpose. Just understanding that this was the legacy that I come from. And my father is also her descendant. And so I was like, we should do this.
Yeah.
He's the only feature on the album, and I'm really honored to have been able to collaborate with him in that way.
That's incredible.
OG. Shout out to the OG.
That's incredible. What I love about that, I do believe music is a frequency and highly vibrational.
For
It's
sure.
something that, once you put it out, it's a timestamp. And it's also something that, it's speaking people, things from other dimensional spaces can connect with it. So you can talk to your ancestors, your family, people that have transitioned through the music. So when you make a song honoring them, I just felt like that was like I want to hit up my family. Like, we got to make a song. we got some work to do. No, that's incredible. So my next question I have for you guys, and we're going to get ready to conclude this because I know you guys are on tour and getting ready to roll out. What advice do you have for other creatives, artists getting into the music space? Or even if you can talk to your younger self, what would you tell the younger you as advice getting into music and starting their musical journey?
I would say, don't be afraid. Like,
Easier said than done, but yes.
yeah, very easier said than done. But like,
Yes.
just try to be fearless. Like, everything's not gonna be perfect the first time, or the second time, or the third time. Like, keep failing until you get it right. Like, just don't be afraid to fail. That's what I feel.
That's great advice.
That's beautiful.
I would say nobody really knows what they're doing, so don't get so caught up in your head about it. I think there's a lot of imposter syndrome, and I think particularly as Black people, we are kind of conditioned to not think that we are meant to be in certain spaces, but we're meant to be everywhere.
Yeah.
And I think that once you recognize that nobody really knows what they're doing, it's really freeing, just to be like, okay, like I think it's really easy to get caught up in the fear of like, is this good enough? I don't have the knowledge. I don't have this. I don't have that. Instead of just like going after the feeling and going after what feels right and what feels like what you're meant to be doing.
So you just said something that was like very resonated with me, and it's kind of crazy. So I made this post the other day. You can see right there. I said there's no time for imposter syndrome.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
no time for it.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
especially as African American Black people, like we just got to go.
Yeah.
We just it is what it is. We got to make the best of it right now. I really appreciate you guys coming on the show. If you can tell people where to find your music, maybe your next project coming out, and how they can connect with you, maybe to come see you performing.
I'm on all of the things at Mad McFerrin, MADMCFERRIN. My music is on all of the platforms. I have some remixes coming out soon from my project, so that's really exciting. And I'm working on my sophomore album, so stay tuned.
Nice.
About to be fire. You can find me at Donis the Don, DONIS .the Don THEDON. But sorry, I got a little confused. But I have you can find me on Spotify, Apple Music, Extended Pleasure, DONIS, but the S is a $, guys. It's a $.
Awesome. I really appreciate you guys coming on the show today. Hey guys, thank you for watching today's episode. Make sure you listen to their music. They're incredible artists. Make sure you follow their platforms, like, comment, subscribe, and be kind, be nice,
Be kind.
and get out of the imposter syndrome.
Y'all can do it, gang.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for watching the podcast. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and come back for more episodes.